Hello students, welcome back and I hope everyone is doing well. We are going to continue the chapter that is magnetic effect of electric current. In the previous class we understood the meaning of a solenoid, that is a coil in the form of cylindrical structure behaves as a bar magnet when the current flows through it, and the same coil, same magnetic field that is produced by the coil itself can be utilized to magnetize a material, that is we can make the electromagnet. So that is what we did in the previous class. That is, if we have the solenoid and within the solenoid if you place any magnetic material, then it gets magnetized and that is called electromagnet. So let's briefly understand the meaning, that why it happens, why this magnetic material gets magnetized when it is placed within the coil. So very first you should know, that is, if we have any magnet, just take an example, we have a bar magnet and any north and the south pole, we have one side north and south. So if you place any magnetic material, just take an example, iron nail is placed nearby this magnet. So what happens when the iron nail will be placed nearby this bar magnet, this iron nail will be attracted. So why it happens, you should know very first, that why any magnetic material gets attracted by a magnet. So very first you should know, when the iron nail is placed within the magnetic field, so the bar magnet will have the magnetic field. So this is the magnetic field that is of the bar magnet. So everywhere there is a magnetic field or magnetic field strength, and once this magnetic material is placed within the magnetic field, basically it becomes a magnet. So in general, if any magnetic material is placed within some external magnetic field, then that material gets magnetized. So what happens here, once the iron nail is placed within the magnetic field of the bar magnet, it also becomes a magnet, and once it will get converted into a magnet, it will get attracted by the bar magnet. So finally what happens, this iron nail is attracted by the bar magnet. Now this is also converted into a magnet. So now this was the first magnet, this is the another magnet, that is the iron nail which got converted into a magnet. Now if you place any other needle in front of this iron nail, the previous one, even this will get attracted. Why? Now since this has been converted into a magnet, it will also have a north and a south pole, and now there will be a magnetic field produced by this bar magnet and the iron nail which is converted into a magnet. So overall the magnetic field is produced by both the magnets now, and now this iron nail, the second one, the first one, now second is placed within the magnetic field again. Now this will also get magnetized because of the external magnetic field, and even finally this will get attracted by the previous one. So if you go on placing the different magnetic material, like different pins, you start placing nearby the magnet, you'll see one by one all the pins can be attracted by one magnet. So very first we had this bar magnet. This basically helps to magnetize the iron nail because this was placed in the magnetic field of the bar magnet. Now once this is converted into magnet, now this will attract another iron nail because now this is also within the magnetic field, it will also get magnetized and this will also get attracted. If you place the third iron nail, that will also get magnetized, it will get attracted. So within that field, all the iron nails which are placed, that will get magnetized and will be attracted by the magnet directly or indirectly. So we can say, in general, any magnetic material when placed in the external magnetic field, they are converted into magnet, that is they get magnetized. So based on this we have the concept of the electromagnet also. So very first, briefly I'm writing one thing, that is the magnetic material gets magnetized when placed in an external magnetic field. Okay, so I hope you understood. Any magnetic material when placed within some magnetic field, it gets magnetized, that is, it becomes a magnet. Okay, and why it happens, again it is based on the atomic structure. Again, that is, if you remember, we understood that within any conductor there are the atoms. Each atoms are behaving as the magnet with north and south poles, but they are oriented in different direction in the absence of the current and in the absence of the magnetic field. But once the same magnetic material is placed within some field, magnetic field, what will happen? All this will get oriented along the same direction, and then the magnetic material will get magnetized. So the concept is, if any magnetic material is placed within some magnetic field, all the atoms which are behaving as a magnet will orient themselves in a particular direction, and now overall one side will have a north pole and one side will have a south pole, the way we discussed in the beginning of the chapter, that is magnetic effect concept. So I hope this is understood. That is, any magnetic material behave as a magnet when it is placed in the external magnetic field. Now external means the field which is produced by some other magnet. Okay, so same thing is happening here also in the case of electromagnet, because we know if we have the solenoid and it is connected with the power supply, what will happen here? This coil will become magnetized, it will get magnetized, so this will behave as a magnet, and within this what we have? Magnetic field lines. So you know, within this coil we have the magnetic field lines parallel to each other, and the magnetic field is uniform, that is constant, and the strength is also maximum. So it is understood, within this solenoid we have the magnetic field, and within this space if we place any magnetic material, okay, so magnetic material, if it is placed, what will happen? It will get magnetized, because we understood any magnetic material when placed in the external magnetic field, it gets converted into a magnet. Same thing is happening here, that is, this magnetic material will get magnetized when it is placed within the magnetic field of the solenoid, and that is the concept of electromagnet. So we can write down this note as well, that is, magnetic material gets magnetized when placed within the magnetic field of solenoid. Okay, so only this much you should know. We are not going to discuss about the atomic structure, how they will behave as a magnet and all, but you should remember, overall, any material behaving as a magnet, that is starting from the electron and then the entire material, that is always to be taken care. So I hope you understood why this magnetic material gets magnetized when placed in the magnetic field of the solenoid. Now, since this electromagnet is just because of the magnetic field produced by the solenoid, so it is understood, the time we switch off this circuit, what will happen? This solenoid will get demagnetized, because if the current is not flowing through the loop, this cannot behave as a magnet, means this solenoid will not behave as a magnet. And in the absence of the current, what will happen? There is no magnetic field within the coil, and if there is no magnetic field, then even this material will also get demagnetized. So in general, electromagnet is temporary magnet, means if we are going to magnetize a material with the help of the solenoid, then that will remain as a magnet only till the current will flow through this solenoid. The time the circuit will be switched off, the material will get demagnetized. So in general, the electromagnet is temporary. So we can write down temporary electromagnet. So I'm repeating again, the material behaves as a magnet only till the current flows through the solenoid. Okay, that's why in general the electromagnet is temporary magnet, but it is possible to make permanent electromagnet also. That is, by having a particular material we can make a permanent electromagnet, but more about this will be discussed in 12th class, not in class 10th. So you should know, in general the electromagnet is temporary magnet, that is, it behaves as a magnet only till the current is flowing through the circuit. The time the circuit will be switched off, the material will get demagnetized. Why? Because the solenoid will not produce any magnetic field in the absence of the electric current. Okay, so overall we can say the material behaves as a magnet only till the current flows through the solenoid. Am I clear? This is one thing that you have to remember. One more thing is, since we understood in the previous class, if this is positive and this is negative of the battery, so this will become south pole and this will become north pole, if you remember. So if you have positive this side, this will be the south pole of the electromagnet and this will be the north of the electromagnet. And if you reverse the polarity of the battery, means if you convert it or reverse it, in place of minus plus, in place of plus minus. So now this side we have positive and this side we have negative. So what will happen? The polarity will change. So now the electromagnet will just have the opposite poles. So this side will become south and this side will become north. So with the change in the connection of the battery, that is by reversing the positive and negative terminal of the battery in the circuit that is connected with the solenoid, what will happen? The polarity of the electromagnet will also change. Polarity means the poles will get reversed. So we can say the poles of electromagnet gets reversed with the change in polarity of battery. So that is one basic difference we have between the electromagnet and the normal magnet. So the bar magnet that we have, if you have a bar magnet, it will have a north and the south pole, and the north will remain north and the south will remain south pole. We cannot change it. But with the electromagnet, it is possible to change the poles of a given magnet just by changing the direction of the current, that is by changing the polarity of the battery, positive and negative. So I hope you understood this much, that is, the electromagnet is nothing but a magnet made with the help of the solenoid. That is, magnetic material gets magnetized when placed in the magnetic field within the solenoid, and this electromagnet is somehow temporary electromagnet or temporary magnet. That is, it will behave as a magnet only till the current is flowing through the circuit. Once the current will be switched off or the circuit will be switched off, the material will get demagnetized, because in the absence of the current there will be no magnetic field. Am I clear? One more thing is, we can have a change in the polarity of the electromagnet, that is north and the south poles can be changed of the electromagnet with the help of the battery. And same thing is there with the solenoid also. So even for the solenoid, which behaves as a magnet, can have change in the poles, that is north and the south can interchange with the help of the power supply. And one more thing you should know, that is, overall we know the magnetic field within the solenoid is proportional to Ni, that we have understood. That is, The magnetic field within the solenoid depends on the number of turns per unit length of the loops that we understood in the previous class, and the electric current flowing in the circuit. So we understood B is proportional to N and it is proportional to I, means overall this electromagnet is working only because of the electric current that is flowing through the solenoid. So we understood the solenoid will produce a stronger magnetic field if we increase the current. So more will be the current, electric current flowing through the circuit, more will be the strength of the magnetic field within the coil. What will happen finally? The electromagnet will be quite a strong magnet. Will be a strong magnet. Same thing is there, like if we have to increase the strength of the electromagnet, we can increase the number of turns per unit length. So if the loops are very close to each other, what will happen? The strength of the electromagnet will increase. So overall we can say the strength of the electromagnet depends on two main things. That is, the first thing is the number of turns per unit length of the solenoid within which the material is placed. The electric current, more is the number of turns in a given length, more with the strength of the electromagnet. More is the electric current, more will be the strength of the electromagnet. And third thing is the magnetic material. So we have different types of the magnetic material. So some material is converted into a very good magnet, a strong magnet, as compared to the other. So we have different types of the magnetic material that will be discussed in higher classes, but in 10th class, only for your knowledge, you should know overall the strength of the electromagnet depends on the number of turns per unit length of the wire, the electric current flowing through the wire, and the third thing is the magnetic material itself, means which kind of material we have used to make the electromagnet. So briefly we can write down factors affecting the strength of electromagnet. Okay, so very first thing is, that is, B is proportional to N. Second, B is proportional to I. And third one, the magnetic material. So that is all thing that you should know. I am not writing the statement here. This is understood, proportional to N, proportional to I, and the magnetic material itself. So I hope you understood the electromagnet, and you can compare the electromagnet with the normal magnet that we have. One thing you can search out, that if you have to convert this temporary electromagnet into a permanent electromagnet, then what should be done? So for that you can do a research work, but that is not a part of this class 10, but still you can find out, and if you find any doubt there, you can discuss with me. I am always there to help you, even if it is beyond the syllabus. So now we are moving to the next topic that we have today itself, that is force experienced by a charge or an electric charge, we can say, moving in external magnetic field. So topic is quite lengthy, but that is also a very important topic we have. From this we will go to the conductor, and from conductor we will go to one of the applications that we have, that is electric motor. So now we are going to understand somehow indirectly the concept of the electric motor, but electric motor will not be done today, it will take time. So overall what is to be understood here, if we have the magnetic field anywhere, so I am just showing you a particular space where we have some magnetic field. Let the magnetic field is uniform, so I have drawn the parallel lines, magnetic field lines are parallel, and the strength is B. Okay, so now take an example, positive or negative charge start moving in the field. So I'm repeating again. We have the external magnetic field B, which is uniform, or we can say it is constant, and within that field there is a positive charge that is in motion, so it is moving. Now we know one thing, once the charge will come into motion, what will happen? It will produce the current, and once it will produce the current, what will happen? Finally it will start behaving as a magnet. So somehow we understood any charges in motion will have its own magnetic field. So when the charge is coming in motion, because of the electric current, it will start producing the magnetic field. So the charge will also have its own magnetic field. So we can say this charge will behave as a magnet, and we know if one magnet is placed within the magnetic field of the other magnet, what will happen? Both will interact with each other. So for example, if we have a bar magnet, north and south, it will have the magnetic field, and if I place another bar magnet with north and south, what will happen? They will attract or repel. So overall, if one magnet is placed within the magnetic field of the other, they will start interacting with each other. So we can say this magnet will start getting a force. So a magnetic force will start acting on the other magnet. So same thing is happening here. Says the charge in motion will produce its own magnetic field because of the current. So finally this is behaving as a magnet, and since this is placed within the magnetic field, so what will happen? This will start getting force. So for the concept, you can see this picture. Repeating again, if we have a bar magnet, it will have the north and the south pole, and then it will have its own magnetic field. Let the magnetic field is B, and within this field we place another bar magnet. So now once this will be placed within the field of the other magnet, what will happen? It will start getting the force by the bar magnet. So we can say any magnet when placed in the magnetic field or external magnetic field start getting a force, that is a magnetic force. So in general we are going to understand the same concept. If a charge is in motion, it will get a force in the magnetic field. What will be that force? Minimum, maximum, in which case, and what are the different conditions that we have. So this is the topic that we have now. So I'm writing here, that is a charge in motion produces magnetic field due to current. Okay, so this charge in motion experiences force when placed in an external magnetic field. So I hope you understood this much. Any charge in motion behave as a magnet, and it starts getting force when placed in a magnetic field. So I am drawing this diagram again. B for magnetic field, uniform, and we have plus Q charge in motion. Okay, so I hope this much is clear to you. Now we don't have any derivation in this class, but one formula I'm giving to you which will help you to understand the that will help you to understand the force, that is how much force will be acting on this charge, in which direction, and in which case the force will be maximum, minimum. Okay, so in general the force experienced by this charge is given as F is equal to, I'm writing a formula and I'll explain the formula, not to worry, B Q V sine theta. So This formula will help you to answer all the questions. In NCERT the formula is not there, but indirectly sometimes the question comes which is based on this formula. Okay, so this will help you, not to worry. So overall force, F is the force on the charge when it is placed in the magnetic field. B is the strength of the magnetic field, that we know. Q is the charge, that is how much is the charge, 1 coulomb, 2 coulomb, 0.5 coulomb, whatever. V is the velocity or the speed. So if the charge is in motion, it will have some velocity. And sine theta, you know, is a trigonometric function, and based on this formula we can actually find out how much will be the force. And let's understand this theta. What is this theta here? So very first I'm writing here where your B is magnetic field, Q is the charge or the quantity of charge, okay, V is the velocity of charge, and theta is basically the angle. So if we have a magnetic field, you know, magnetic field is a vector quantity, it will have a direction, and let the charge is moving in this direction. So if plus Q will move in this direction, so it will have velocity in this direction, and this velocity or the direction of the charge will make some angle with the magnetic field. I am repeating again. When the charge is moving within the magnetic field, so it will be moving at some angle with the magnetic field. So magnetic field is a vector, so it will have a direction. So I am just showing you one example here. If the magnetic field is along this direction and charge is moving along this direction, so this is the direction of the velocity of the charge. So velocity is also vector, and now we are having two vectors here. One is the magnetic field, one is the velocity, and between these two vectors we have some angle theta. So that is coming in the formula BQV sine theta, where theta is the angle between the magnetic field and the velocity. So we can write down angle between B and V. So V is for the velocity and B is for the magnetic field. So this is just the formula which will help you to remember all the concepts. So I hope you understood the meaning. Now let's understand the concept based on this formula. So formula, I think it is understood by you. So finally I am writing in one side, that is F is equal to BQV sine theta. Okay, so how this formula came, that you will do in class 12, not to worry in class 10. So overall this is the direction of the magnetic field and this is the direction of the charge, let it be plus Q, and making the angle theta. Now let's take different cases. Case 1. Now we are going to understand based on this formula in which case the force will be maximum, minimum, and no force. So this will answer all the question. So very first is if V is 0, means that is the charge at rest. So from the formula what we will get, so if the charge is not moving, that is it is at rest. So we just place a charge within the magnetic field, but the charge is not in motion, then will it experience the force? So the simple question is given to you. If V is 0, so what will happen to this formula BQV sine theta? That will entire become 0 because velocity is 0. So we can say no force. So if a charge is placed within the magnetic field but the charge is at rest, so it will not experience any force. It is understood. If the charge is not in motion, it cannot produce the current, and without current it cannot produce the magnetic field. So overall the charge will not have a magnetic field, it will not produce magnetic field, it will not behave as a magnet if it is at rest. So for a stationary charge, no force acting on the charge when placed in the magnetic field. So I hope it understood. no force. Case 2. So this formula will give all the answer. Case 2, that is if theta is 0 degree or theta is 180 degree. So the case is this way, magnetic field is in this direction and charge is also moving along the same direction. So velocity is also along same direction. So what is the angle here? Theta is 0 degree. That is, the velocity and magnetic field are parallel to each other. And this is the case where magnetic field is in this direction and charge is moving opposite. So here they are anti-parallel, so theta is 180 degree. So you know that is sine 0 degree is equal to sine 180 degree is also 0. So we can say in this case also F will be BQV sine theta is 0, no force. So in this case also there is no force acting on the charge. So the charge is in motion now, but if the charge is moving along the direction of the magnetic field or opposite to the direction of magnetic field, then also it will not experience any force. So you understood 3 conditions in which the force will not be there on the charge placed in the magnetic field. First, if the velocity is 0, means the charge itself is at rest. Second, that is the charge is moving along the direction of the magnetic field, or third case, the charge is moving opposite to the direction of magnetic field. Okay, no force. And going for the case 3. So case 3 is if theta is 90 degree. So we know sine 90 degree is 1, that is maximum value of sine theta. So you know sine function has maximum value of 1, and that is only when the angle is 90 degree. So if the magnetic field is in this direction and charge is moving perpendicular to the field, in this case theta is 90 degree. So what will happen? The force will be BQV sine 90 degree, that is BQV, and this is, since this is the maximum value of sine theta, so it is understood this is the maximum value of force. So we can say this is the maximum force by experienced by charge. So if the charge is moving perpendicular to the magnetic field, in that case it will start getting the force, and that force will be maximum. And between these two also, that is if theta is 5 degree, 10 degree, 12 degree, 57 degree, every angle, you know, this will give you some value of sine theta. So overall it will get the force, but you know, since the maximum value of sine theta is 1, that is for 90 degree, so if the angle is between 0 degree and 90 degree, it will get the force, but that force will be less than this force BQV. Am I clear? So I hope you understood. That is, a charge starts getting force when it is placed in the magnetic field, because the charge itself behaves as a magnet when it comes into in motion, and it will experience force depending upon this formula BQV sine theta. That is, if the charge is at rest, it will not get any force. If the charge is moving parallel or anti-parallel to the magnetic field, it will not get any force. Other than this angle 90 degree, 0 degree and 180 degree, if any angles are there, the charge will get the force that is given by this formula BQV sine theta, and maximum force will be experienced by the charge when the angle is 90 degree. Okay, so for today only this much. In the next class we are going to extend this topic. Means if a charge is getting a force when it is placed in a magnetic field, then a conductor itself behaves as a magnet when the current is flowing through the conductor. So the conductor itself should get experience force, or should experience force when placed in the magnetic field. That is the topic we have the next class. We'll see A conductor carrying current behave as a magnet, and that starts getting force when placed in the external magnetic field, and that will give the understanding of electric motor. So for today is done. I hope you understood the topic today. Any doubt you can write down. We can have the doubt system very soon. Thank you. Take care. Hari Om.